This is a go-to-market media guide for tech startups. Let me paint a picture. A startup founder has an idea. They share it on social media. It gets 150 plus likes, mostly from friends and colleagues from their old job. Few target customers see it, and those that see it don't know why it's for them, so they scroll past. The founder plugs away, posting product updates and conference pictures, thinking 2,000 impressions today equals the right person will see it tomorrow. They get to launch, they post it to the same friends and colleagues, it gets the same engagement, revenue doesn't change, they ping pong between marketing strategies from emails to ads, but nothing makes a consistently profitable impact, and hours of the founder's time are wasted tinkering. They chug along on government startup funding or accelerator hopping, but they will never become a profitable business or make an impact on the world. They pack up after a stressful 3 years, burning through savings, not holidaying, and hearing about their coder friend at Microsoft waking up at 11 a.m. to start his remote 70k a year job. And then they write a long LinkedIn post describing how running a startup was the best experience ever, but it's time for a new opportunity, like returning to their old job. Does this sound familiar? I see it on my newsfeed, among peers, widespread. The wasted time of talented people makes me sad, and I wanted to know why it happens. So here's what I found. 22% of startups fail because they pick the wrong marketing strategies. It's only second to product market fit. So instead of wasting time not scaling, let's launch to applause, not crickets. Let's hit growth targets because customers get it and love it. Let's actually help people and have the impact we want. And if wealth and recognition come our way, let's act like that was never what it was all about to begin with. Sounds good? All right, let's do it. Okay, so you're probably asking, who am I? My company, Waking Dreams Media, has helped 20 plus founders launch and market their business. You can see their testimonials below this video. I actually started a tech company with 2 co-founders. Our launch received 6.7 million impressions, international coverage, Lab Bible, RTE, even a morning show in Australia. I've since divested my time from that venture to focus full-time on Waking Dreams. Launching was my one skill running a tech company, so I decided to leave building product to the professionals and help them launch it instead. Why is this training different? Content is mainly talked about in the context of growing a business. It's less so talked about in the context of launching a business. And I think that's a unique marketing event in and of itself. I don't think the same content principles hold as much weight. Just start posting and keep posting consistently. Doesn't work for launches. You only get to go live and make a first impression once. Repurpose across platforms. I'll combine my 7 Twitter followers and my 83 LinkedIn company followers. That'll change the game. Content is about what's unique to you. We don't even know who our customer is. The things we need to look out for and correct are a poor, unfinished product, no launch prep, poor market visibility and following, little to no internal resources, no way to capture customer interest, and weak or inconsistent messaging. We can help you with 2 to 6, but number 1, product. You can't help with marketing, at least not long term. This terribly drawn graph is how we think about a successful launch. You'll be glad to know that I do not draw the storyboards around here. This in the center is your company. It emits signals through distribution channels like Google, Facebook, and YouTube. People also talk about your product through word of mouth, and that's how the message moves beyond the channel that you initially send it through. So we need to prep 5 elements. What you build first, product, your customer actually experiences last, and what you build last, your content, your customer experiences first. So today we'll walk you through our system to capture customer interest, develop strong messaging, compelling content, and have wide distribution. Capture is a system that gets prospects from interested to customer. The biggest mistake I made before launching was neglecting to consider how to turn interested prospects into customers. All this activity and engagement amounts to nothing if you don't have a way to convert desire into sales. Startups should take the names and contact details of interested parties early and often. So when you launch, you have a list to sell to and you're cash flow positive from day one. Have you considered what you want people to do after watching your content and how you'll get them to buy? Maybe not today, but someday. These are 5 main capture mechanisms that we think about for the tech industry: landing pages, content inserts, manual and automated outreach, and groups. All in combination with a lead magnet, which is a free offer that gets contact info and indicates a buying need. Example, a free trial. Imagine trying to scoop sand with a sieve instead of a bucket. That's why at Waking Dreams, we help tech startups build a sophisticated capture mechanism before we start a video project. Please go to market with a bucket, not a sieve. Message is what your customer needs to know to buy. What 3 details do you need to know about Netflix? You can watch these film and TV shows online. You can watch from anywhere with any device, and you can cancel anytime. And here are our low-cost plans. It's simple, it resonated with everyone, and it created a 270 billion plus company. You better believe like they acted like putting those messages everywhere made them that money. Messaging matters. 90% of companies don't consider how persuasive and concise their pitch is before putting it in a big, expensive video. Then thousands are wasted because customers aren't convinced that this product will work for them. So the question is, how do we find our core message, simplify it, and make it pretty before we build it into our marketing materials? It starts with documenting our messaging so that we can look at it under a microscope, improve it, and keep it consistent until it needs to change again. By doing this, you're ahead of the companies that didn't. You won't waste money on marketing materials that didn't resonate like they did. Now, we give you a tool and guide to do this for free. But if you're a founder that values your time, our copywriters can get you to amazing messaging faster. We solidify what wording makes your pitch click for your target audience. You'll use this messaging over and over again as it works its magic on the thousands and thousands of people who will hear it. And of course, your messaging will change over time, naturally, as a startup. That's why we offer 6 free months of editing revisions. Content is how we package our message so that it's both differentiated and engaging. You know how supermarkets will have stands with sample food trays and it's usually a new product being released? They give people the sample, they go, and they buy a bottle. That's what content does for your business. The content is the sample for your product. Now, here's the mistake I see startup founders making. They create content for the wrong reason. They saw it work for someone else. They're not entirely satisfied with last year's salary. They say, yeah, this could maybe be the thing that gets me customers, but they're uncertain it'll work. And making content is a chore. So they do the bare minimum strategy. How can I spend the least amount of time and money to post every day and checkbox this activity as done? Influencers reinforce this thinking by saying it's just about consistency. Well, I can show you YouTube channels with thousands of videos and almost no views. It isn't just about consistency. It's about a million tiny details, and it starts by caring. If you put the bare minimum into your content, people will assume that you're also putting the bare minimum into your product. The content is the sample for your product. So what does excellent content look like? It's something like this. Emma for Precision Sports cared. She came into the video project knowing what she and her customers liked about other videos in the sports tech industry. She had an idea about what her video would look like, and we added to that, and I think we made something that stood out. This content is still used today for European accelerators, on stage at Web Summit, and in any pitches given to customers and investors. If you put care into your content, it will be an asset for a lifetime. Now, This is one use case in B2B sports tech. We have 13 other use cases in tech. Email us and we'll send you a case study that best matches your business. Distribution channel is how you get your content in front of your target audience. Some product purists believe that your product can't be good if you need to advertise. That's true if you're satisfied with a small business. Word of mouth can keep a small team in demand. But if you want a big business, and many in tech are aiming for that, you must advertise. It's not about whether people know you or not, it's how many. It's a continuum. Even the successful businesses we work with have many people in their market who don't know about them. Even 6% of people worldwide haven't heard of Coca-Cola before. That's 500 million people under a rock that Coke can still advertise to. But reaching new people is tricky without distribution partners, i.e. bigger brands than your own, media companies and influencers with existing audiences. Unless you're willing to pay to promote, your reach on small social media pages will suck. So you need to think beyond your social media pages. With distribution partners, you're not just borrowing their audience, but also their audience's trust. It's like getting a warm recommendation for a stranger at a party rather than trying to break the ice. Yes, it takes work to get those partners, but what's the alternative? Nobody knows who you are on LinkedIn, relatively, so if your message goes out there, nobody will hear about it. Unless you make that video go viral, and that's not a strategy, that's a pipe dream. This study from Stanford here shows that the odds are about 1,000,000 to 1. How we find a distribution partner is by asking the simple question, who has your target audience in theirs? We connect our clients with PR and partnership agencies in our network to ensure your message is heard on launch. So who is this service not for? If you're working on your product and you're not ready to go to market yet, I wouldn't worry too much about this stuff. 34% of startups fail because of poor product market fit, and that's something that we can't fix. So take your time, make it quality, and find someone who needs it. Then we can think about finding the rest of your market. So right now you may be preparing for a launch and unsure if you will make the most of it. You may already have launched and not gotten the traction that you wanted. Could you do this work yourself? Absolutely. And we'll give you a guide on how to actually do that. The question is, do you value your time? When you could be talking to customers and closing sales, are you going to wish that you were frustrated figuring out how to DIY the content for your launch to save a few €1,000s? If your business succeeds, a few thousand on a campaign will be nothing. So, do you think with the right help, your business can make it? With our go-to-market package, your idea comes to life in the mind of your customer. It clicks. Your customer is compelled to act. They click. You win customers, investors, and staff more easily. You launch with cash flow and traction. So here are the next steps. With other video agencies, they will politely edit your videos. We'll help you bring your tech startup to market. If you want us to help with capture, message, content, and distribution, we would love to see what we can do. We're currently booked out with recurring clients, but because we always want to take on interesting projects, we have an application form. So just describe your project, mention your deadline, and describe why this go-to-market service would help you. We will prioritize urgent projects and be in touch when we have the capacity. I hope that you can put it to good use. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you later.